Okay, so this is the rough work on how to do depreciation. So I'm going to start off by laying out the blank document. So we're assuming that we're doing this over 2 years. So we've got a motor vehicles department or account, we've got a provision for depreciation account and a disposal account. And because it's 2 years, that means we're going to have an opening balance and a closing balance for each year, and we're going to have an opening closing balance for the second year as well. And during each year, there'll be a disposal of a vehicle and they'll be replaced by a new vehicle. That's where bank comes from. Our provision for depreciation will have the opening balance, which is all the depreciation on all the vehicles we had up to the beginning of the first year. Then we'll have the disposal, so that's taking out all the depreciation on the particular one that was sold this year, and that depreciation is going to be taken out and put into the disposal account so it can work out, did we make a profit or loss on it. So that's the basic layout of it. Before you start the question, I would lay out these 1, 2, 3 different accounts. I'd lay those accounts out first, and once the accounts are laid out, then you can start getting the information and putting the information into the accounts. So we start off with the motor vehicles account. So when I look at, this is going to be question 4 on page 75. When I look at it, I see that at the beginning we had a number of different vehicles. So we had 320 plus 200,000 worth of vehicles, plus we had 280,000, plus there's usually a refrigeration or something. Yes, in this case, there's a refrigeration unit worth 40 grand was added. So that means 264,000. That doesn't sound right. No, I've got an extra zero there on that. So 840,000 is the value. Oh no, I put that in the wrong place. So sorry, the 840,000 should be in here. So that's, I'll just go through it again. But 320 plus, so 200,000 plus the 280,000 vehicle and plus the 40,000 refrigeration unit. Okay, so then a disposal happened during the first year. So it says in the first is 6, I'll put the date in. So 1st of the 6th, 07, a disposal. Vehicle 2 is involved in a crash trading. It's a new vehicle. Paid 3, and the vehicle had a refrigeration unit. So vehicle 2 was worth 200,000 plus the refrigeration unit, so 240,000. So that'll be taken out, and that's going to be replaced by a new vehicle. And again, that happened on the 1st of the 6th, 07. So the bank figure is what the thing is, the new one is worth. Paid 330 for new vehicle, received compensation of 105. So the new vehicle is worth 330. So the balance CD is going to be adding up the two sides. So 840 plus the 330. That's the total there, which is the same total over here. So the balance is going to be the new total minus the one that we disposed of. So we start off next year with 930. So next year on the 1st of the 9th, vehicle 1 is crash trading 4 grand against the new vehicle cost 72. So vehicle 1, it says, was worth 280. Sorry, that happened the 1st of the 9th, 07. And 280 is what vehicle 1 cost, or vehicle, sorry, vehicle number 1, no, cost 320, my mistake. And that was traded in against a new vehicle costing 72. So if I add the opening balance and the new one, that's the total, and so my balance CD is going to be the total minus the 320 that I got rid of. So we have a balance PD of 682. So now at this stage I need to go and do my provision for depreciation, so I need to go and do my rough work first. So I'll go over to my rough work. So at the top of the question we have a look. We need to sort out, is this straight line a reducing balance? And we're looking for the word at cost or of book value in terms of the percentage. So at the top it says 25% of cost. So that means to me that it's straight line. Okay. So the way I lay this out is I look at my different vehicles. So I have vehicle 1, I have vehicle 2, I have vehicle 3, I have a refrigeration unit I have vehicle 4 and I have vehicle 5, which are going to be replacing those. So I'll line all these out together centrally. Okay, and then I'll do the years. So the first one I got for 04, and then the next one is 05, then we have 06, 07, 08, and I'm doing this for the years 07, 08, so these are the key years that we're dealing with. So the first one I bought in the first of the third. So the way I'll do this, first of the third is when I bought that one, and then when did I get rid of it? I got rid of that on the 1st of 9, 2008, 1st of the 9th. So I would have had it for all of 05, all of 06, and I would have had it for all of 07. Oh, and the other thing I need to squeeze in here is I need to put in a column where I can put my annual depreciation. So if I squeeze that in here, so actually I'll put it down the end here. So it says 25% of cost per annum. So the annual depreciation is going to be 320 for the first one, times 0.25, that's 25%. For the second one, it's 200 times 0.25. For the third one, it's 280 times 0.25. For the refrigeration unit, it's 40 grand. Yeah, it's about 40 grand times 0.25. The new one is 330. And then the last one is 72 grand. Okay. So there's my first vehicle. I put in my second vehicle. I bought it on the 1st of the 10th, 2005. So 1st of the 10th. And it was involved in the crash during the first year. So I had it for all of year 6. I had it for some of year 7. So it was involved in the crash on the 1st of the 6th. And that means that I had none of it in that last year. Vehicle number 3. I bought on the 1st of 4, 2006. I would have had it for all of year 07, and I would have had it for all of 08. Refrigeration unit, when was it put on? Refrigeration unit was put on the 1st of the 1st, 2006. So I would have had it for part of, because that refrigeration unit was put on vehicle 2, which we got rid of. So we got rid of that in the 1st of the 6th. And I had no refrigeration unit in that year, the last year. So the replacement for vehicle 4 was replacing vehicle 2. So that came on the 1st of 6th. And I had it for a full year's depreciation. And the last one then came on the 1st of the 9th. And I would have had that for part of a year's depreciation. So my notes. So note 1 is all depreciation up to year 1. So year 1 in this case is 2007. We looked at the bottom of the question. It said we're doing these accounts for the year 2007 and 2008. So that means that I would have had vehicle 1, vehicle 2, vehicle 3, and I would have had the refrigeration during this time. So vehicle 1, how long did I have it for? So it said there's 3 full years there, plus and up to the beginning of 2007, so up to this line here. So maybe what I'll do is I'm going to just highlight what is that year. So if I make that, let's say yellow, so that's up to the yellow block here. So there's 2 and first to the third means I would have had it for 10 months. So that's 2 years, 10 months. Okay, so that will be multiplied by 80 grand. Okay, so it's 2 years, 10 months. So 2 years is 24 plus 10 is 34. So 34 over 12 multiplied by 80,000. The next one then. 1 year, and it would be the 10th, 11th to 12th month, so 3 months. So 1 year, just quickly check there. Yeah, so 1 year and 3 months. So that's going to be 50 grand, because that's the figure for that particular vehicle. Multiplied by 1 year, 3 months is 1.25 years. And then number 3 is I had it for up to 2007. I had it for this part of the year, 1st to 4th, so it'll be 9 months. So it'll be 70 grand times 0.25. And then the refrigeration unit. I had it put it at the beginning of the year of 06, so therefore it's 10 grand. So it's 1 year. So 10 grand. So I add all my depreciation up and I get a total. So that figure there goes in for my note number 1, which is over here, which is in my provision for depreciation. So I'm going to round it off to the nearest euro. So it's 31 666 7. Next, note number 2. So note number 2 is all depreciation on disposed in year 1, which is again 2007. Okay, so what did I dispose of? So I disposed of vehicle number 2. So this is the one that was disposed of, but it also had the refrigeration unit. So I'll have vehicle 2 and I'll have the refrigeration unit. And if I centralize those, make it easier to see, I'll do the same thing over here. So vehicle 2. And I need all of the depreciation during the full life of that particular vehicle. So I had it for 1 year there, 3 months here, it's because that's 10th, 11th, 12th, yeah, and 5 months here. So 3 and 5 is 8. So it's 1 year, 8 months. Refrigeration unit, I had it for 1 year and 5 months. So 1 year, 5 months. So 50,000 times, so 1 year and 8 months is 20 twelfths, and the second 1 year 5 months, so that's 10 grand times 1 year 5 months, so 5 months and 12 months is 17 months, so times 17 over 20 over 12. And again, if you're unsure of the formulas, you can look at the box that we have up here, and it shows you what I multiply by what to get the numbers. So I'll add those two numbers together. So 97,500, and that goes over here for my note number 2. So 97,500 in my provision for depreciation account. So note number 3. So that's all depreciation in year 1, 2007. So I'm just looking at my yellow box. Okay. So what vehicles did I have during that year? So I had vehicle 1, 2, 3, and I had my refrigeration unit. So vehicle 1, I had that for 1 full year, so it's 1 year. So that 1 year is times 80 grand. Vehicle 2, I had for part of the year, so that's 5 months. So that's 50 grand times 5/12. Vehicle 3, I had it for 1 year. So 1 year times 70 grand is 70. And the refrigeration unit, I had it for 5 months. So it's 10 grand times 5/12. I add all these together. Oh, actually, sorry, I just realized I've left one out. We also had a replacement for this vehicle that I got rid of, vehicle 2. So vehicle 4 came in. And vehicle 4, I had it for 7 months of the year, because I bought it on the 1st of 6th. So that's going to be 82,500 multiplied by 7/12. So that's note number 3, so that goes in there, 223, 125. And now I can balance this account at this stage. So if I add up these two, that's the total there. So the balance CD is going to be this number minus the disposal, and I put in the date of disposal, which was the 1st of the 6th, 07. So that means I start off the following year with that number, the 442 that's brought down from the previous year, and I can do my depreciation accordingly. I hope that makes sense for how to do your depreciation question. So there's the notes on how to do it. I'm going to put this document together with the video up on your class notebook.